In this video, I'm going to be playing Skullgirls on Nightmare level difficulty. I'm going through all the different characters in their story mode. At the same time, I'm also doing a vlog, so definitely feel free to tune into that. Right now, I am going to pull up the live chat for the Skullgirls chat, so I can have both chats right next to each other. Bada bing, bada boom. Getting that set up right now. Professor Trevenant said it's basically like Super Saiyan, but once it runs out, he needs another nuke to be that OP again. They're currently talking about Godzilla. Yeah, Vanessa Brooks, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. I see you've tuned into both. Let's see. Then Godzilla said because of the oxygen destroyer, and then he said, well, yes. Then Professor Trevenant said Atomic Breath will not kill King Kong right away. It did not even kill King Ghidorah. Well, I mean, but does King Kong have any innate defenses against Atomic Breath, really? Then Kel said, hey, he came in with that Fat Albert entrance. Yo, Kels, welcome to the stream, it's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? And do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? I'm also streaming Skullgirls, definitely feel free to head over to that. I'm playing on the highest possible difficulty, going through different character story modes. I'm about to start that up in a moment. Your boy Godzilla said Ghidorah is strong, and then Professor Trevenant said that's my point. Nani said more streams with Nick does it. Yo, Nani, welcome to the stream, it's good to have you. How's your day today? Do you have any questions for your boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Right now the guys are talking about Godzilla in the live chat. I also have the Skullgirl stream up if you'd like to watch that. I'm playing on the highest difficulty, doing different story mode missions, so I'm about to do that right now. This time around, I am going to play as... Matt's still not here. I'm going to do Pain Wheel. Once Matt shows up, I'm going to do Robo Misfortune or whatever. Godzilla then mentions that it will set fire to Godzilla's fur, talking about, not Godzilla's fur, the Atomic Breath will set fire to King Kong's fur. Professor Trevenant said King Kong is just as strong and took bomb after bomb and still fought the horrible monster. King Kong can survive bombs, but are they atomic bombs that you're referring to? Or just like normal explosives? Because there's a big difference. Raking said, I did not get any sleep because Nick can't sleep because of me. What? I'm confused by that statement. Raking, I hope you get plenty of rest today. Vanessa Brooks said, what is Skullgirls? Like, what is the game about? So Skullgirls has a whole bunch of different fighters. A lot of them are female characters, but they're all trying to get the Skull Heart. The Skull Heart is this thing that lets you essentially get any wish you want. So everybody's fighting for control over it. And a lot of times it seems like someone has a specific reason why they want to get the Skull Heart. Then by the end of the story mode, they find the Skull Heart, and then they're like, you know what, I actually don't want it for the original reason I wanted it. I want to do something else, or I'm not going to actually like use my wish for the Skull Heart. But it's a fighting game where everybody's fighting to try and get their hands on the Skull Heart for one reason or another.
It's showtime.
Real quick, oh shit. Real quick guys, I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. I am going to read the live chat. I just need one moment to try and do my best to not die. Right now I'm facing off against Peacock. Peacock is essentially like a classic cartoon character. In this game, Peacock is a zoner. So they just throw stuff at you constantly and keep just running backwards so you can't get close enough to hit. Peacock's a girl, but I call him a lot. Also, I don't normally play as the character that I'm currently playing. So I'm like having to learn their moves on the fly. So please be patient with me as I try to figure this out. Let's see. Real quick before I jump back in, I'm going to read the chat each time I lose, so that I can not fall behind in the chat. So reading from where I left off, Nani said, did you see the new One Punch Man game? Yeah, we already talked about that. I'm going to keep my expectations low until I actually see people like get their hands on the game and play it, and see if people actually like it or not. Recently Jump Force had a lot of hype, and then in the end people were like, yeah, I just didn't really like it. I think that in part has to do with Jump Force's story being weird and some of the animations being weird. I thought the battling was actually kind of fun. And Jump Force didn't have an online rematch button, which was really lame. I know people were not a fan of that. Professor Trevenant said, Pokemon Masters looks great. What's Pokemon Masters? I'm not entirely familiar with what you're describing. Nani said, did you hear about what happened to Etika? I don't even know who that is. Who is Etika? Professor Trevenant said, at that point, the Force was just as strong if he dodged like King Kong does. the force of the bombs, like were they like nuclear bombs and normal bombs? I'm not exactly sure what you're describing at the moment. Kel said, I drew an alien transformation of me as an anodite. Ooh, that sounds fire. I'd love to see that. And he said, and I have 2 different designs. One based on alien force central to an alien, and one based on Omniverse. And you look at them to see which one is better. I'd be totally down to check that out. Next time I die, I'll check that out on Amino, and I'll look at that. Professor Trevenant said, at Point Godzilla, at Point Break. I think you mean at Point Blank, like Godzilla like to do, then yeah, but Kong like the chokehold, so either or depending on the fight. So you feel like at Point Blank, Godzilla's atomic breath would just annihilate King Kong, but you feel like if Godzilla was that close that King Kong would put him in like a submission hold? And then Godzilla said, yeah, the bombs were like normal, because it just seems like King Kong's durability just isn't really that high. Nani said, Etika is a live streamer. I'm surprised you don't know who that is. Well, he committed suicide. I'm sorry to hear that. Professor Trevenant said, a new tailor for a new phone game. Etika was a YouTuber that passed away. My condolences. I watch a lot of like comic book and anime YouTubers, so I'm not really familiar with a lot of people outside of that scope. But I'm sorry to hear that they committed suicide. My condolences on that. I'm gonna try and hit up Schoolgirls once again, and then I'm gonna try and catch up with the live chat. Next time I die, I'm gonna jump into the live chat. I'm also gonna check Amino. I'm trying to learn Pain Wheel. Ouch. So I'm doing better than last time. But now I'm getting be careful. And if you guys want to see what I'm doing while playing Schoolgirls, feel free to tune into the Schoolgirls stream. I just lost again, but that was a way closer match than the first one, so I already know I'm feeling better. Like I told you, Kels, I'm gonna check Amino real quick. Gosh, doing all this on a really small screen makes it where like I have like the perfect amount of space for 2 live chat windows. So pulling up Amino means the Schoolgirls window is just going to be behind this Amino window for a little bit. But we'll get there. It seems like there are just a few different random things on the blog I just noticed. Tangent made something in Minecraft, a dragon. Okay, I'm gonna hit the like button on that. Thank you for sharing, Tangent. Truly appreciate it. I was gonna hit the like button on that. Apparently I'm not logged in. But yeah, I'm about to check out Kels' drawings, and I'm gonna post the link to Kels' drawings. Kels Amino drawings. In the live chat, if you guys want to check those out. I'm gonna look at those in just a moment. I'm gonna try and read more of the live chat real quick. So Godzilla said, Godzilla eats atomic radiation, so like if they nuke both of them, then Godzilla would eat the radiation, and that would be super cool. So Kong has lightning powers again, maybe? So you think Kong might get lightning abilities from nuclear radiation from like a bomb drop? Let's see, Professor Trevenant said, but Kong is more likely to be flexible, so it's about if Kong can never give Godzilla the chance. So do you feel like Kong may be able to maneuver better than Godzilla? Like he may be able to like maybe parkour throughout cities and kind of... Because I could see King Kong maybe being more agile than Godzilla and using that agility to his advantage. That'd be kind of cool. It's kind of like when you think about like Spider-Man versus like the Hulk. Like the Hulk dwarfs Spider-Man in strength, but Spider-Man's personal agility makes it a lot harder for the Hulk to like hit him. So maybe King Kong could like out-agility him. I think that'd be interesting. Let's see. And then Godzilla said, like in King of the Monsters. Then Professor Trevenant said, but if Godzilla flesh without OP nuke powers is a fair fight. I'm not sure about that. Then Godzilla said, it's like agility versus strength. Yeah. So right now I'm looking at Kel's Ultimatrix drawing. I dig it. I actually really vibe with that. Is your hair really that tall, Kels? Yeah, that's kind of fallen. It is very tall. Oh, wait a minute. Is it like in a chat message that you sent the different Anodite drawings, Kels? Oh, I see them now. I didn't see them before. Okay, they're right here. It said it got posted a moment ago. So, I'm gonna add this to the live chat real quick. Kel's Anodite drawings. Feel free to check those out if you guys would like to see Kel's Anodite drawings for yourself. Real quick, before I read more of the live chat and before I look at Kel's Anodite drawings, I am going to try again on Skullgirls, and like I said, the next time I die, I'm going to try and catch up with the live chat and see what you guys are saying.
Okay. Cameras rolling and showtime!
Ouch. I'm trying to get past all the zoning GG. Okay, and it's back to reading the live chat. Kel said, oh wait, real quick. I missed more things than I thought. Okay, so Kel said, I'm trying to think of a name for the Anodite form. He said, and after I do, I'm gonna draw an Anodite Atomics fusion. That sounds dope too. It would be like magic, nuclear energy, superhero, alien type thing. So I guess it would be nuclear mana? That's like a cool concept. The life energy of a nuclear bomb fuels my magical power. Would it be like Anomics or Atondite? I actually don't know how you would necessarily fuse their names together. And Professor Trevor said, yes, Godzilla's main weakness is his bolt. That's why he eats bullets. He cannot dodge well. And two, he can take a lot of hits. So you're like, he's very durable, but he's not very mobile. That's understandable. Hale said, my hair's more round than tall, but sometimes I make it a little taller. Oh, okay. Professor Trevor said, also my main reason to not like the first American movie, he cannot take a single bullet without going out like a bitch. That's interesting. I don't think I've seen the 1998 one. Godzilla said, hold up, Nick. Who do you think would win, Godzilla or King Kong? I think Godzilla would beat King Kong unless King Kong got some kind of buff. Then Godzilla said nuke magic. It does seem like an Anodite mixed with Atomics would be like an atomic magical being. So the first Anodite picture you have, Kels, the first one makes me think about Osmosis Jones. Have you ever seen like the main guy from Osmosis Jones? It has like that kind of like look to it. So you kind of look like a humanoid like cell kind of thing. It's interesting. And then the second one reminds me of like 1980s, 70s superhero, but also kind of like a Doug character. It reminds me of like Skeeter from Doug. Between the two, like which one do I like the most? I think the second one has like a good amount of swag to it. I think it wouldn't be as silly if it didn't have the big glasses that look like All Might's hair, but I like the jacket and I like the belt, the Omnitrix belt and the jacket. I feel like I could see someone wearing that in real life. That is some solid fashion. I also like that the energy around him are like little halo rings. That being said, while I get the second one solid style points, I do have to say that I think the second one's hair, it took the tall hair thing to like another level. I think it's the glasses. I think the glasses make the hair look weirder because the glasses are already so big, and then it's like the hair, it's beyond. So I would say this mask stupid is like one of the things it says in the corner. I see. The mask is interesting. It's a very interesting fashion choice. I would say I like the originality and creativity of the second one a lot. But I do also like the simplicity and slimline look of the first design. So I am torn. I am Tifa torn. I'm not currently logged in, but if I was, I would smash that like button. Let's see, Godzilla said, I like thinking that dark magic is basically nuclear energy, but I don't know. That's an interesting belief. Would you say that demons then are like nuclear monsters? Then Professor Tremont said, Godzilla wins by fan service. He is king. I'm just thinking if it was like a death battle. I still feel like Godzilla would probably beat King Kong. Even if King Kong has like the agility thing on him, and maybe could get on like Godzilla's back, I still think Godzilla could probably just fall backwards and just crush King Kong. Kel said, I've seen Osmosis Jones, hey! And Godzilla said, oh okay. He said, oh yeah, also Godzilla Squad could attack Kong. I just don't know a lot about Godzilla, but I just feel like from the little bit I do know, I think he just kind of picks on King Kong. Professor Tremont said, lol, yep, Rodon and Mothra alone are a force in the sky. Kel said the glasses are a Gurren Lagann reference. Gwen gets a cat mask. I didn't want to be a furry, not that there's anything wrong with that, so I chose those glasses as a mask. Interesting. Then Godzilla said Godzilla has tail whip and get Kong off his back. That's true. I'm going to try again on Skullgirls real quick, so if you guys want to see what I do, make sure you tune into that Skullgirls stream. I gotta cover the gap between me and the computer. His super is just really good. The computer likes to use its super move immediately. As soon as it gets like an opening, which is fair, I try to do like the same strat. If this makes sense. But its super move complements the rest of its kit so well. Oh gosh, no. My super involves me crawling across the ground, and Peacock can lay traps that walk towards you, so my super move just gets interrupted and wasted by the trap. Okay, so I'm gonna read the live chat again real quick. Godzilla said nice, and he said, wait, nuclear demons? He said, demons as nuclear monsters is the best idea ever. I'm glad that you vibe with that. Then Nani said, exchange girlfriend? What does that mean? Then Godzilla said, thanks for the idea. Oh, no problem. It was more or less your idea. So you should thank yourself. You should thank yourself about that. I'm gonna try again on this fight. And then he said, thanks me. Professor Tremont said, oh, well, real quick before I read the chat, let me focus on this fight. So, here's what I have to take the lead now. And the computer waited until they had 2 minutes. I let myself fall for the bomb. GG. I need to get better at that. Professor Tremont said true, but King Kong also in the OG movie took the tail whip and did spin attack with Godzilla. So, oh, he sure did pick him up and throw him. That was really ridiculous. I wonder if they'll do that again. Kel said, glad you like the drawings. I'm really excited to make the Anodite Atomic Fusion. I thought atomic magic would be really powerful and interesting. It sounds really, like both things alone are really powerful, so together, c'est magnifique. Professor Tremont said if only Fairly Odd Parents had a better 10th season. That's a very specific topic. So how do you feel about the 10th season and why do you feel like it's lacking? Godzilla said, oh, that was super silly. He said that old movie was the most silly thing I've ever seen. I mean, that's definitely a product of its time. I'm about to try again against Peacock. Wish me luck, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
That's actually not enough. We're getting some progress. Okay, we just narrowly did it. Let's see. Professor Trevin said, but there is more silly things actually. He said Godzilla was the king of corner fights. Real quick, the next fight started immediately. There was no cutscene. So real quick, try and do this fight real quick. It should be easier than the last one. So the range of the attack that I'm trying to do goodness, yeah, I have to time it a lot. Ground heal. Ooh, GG. That was a very close game. I'll probably get it next time. Let's see. Professor Tremendous said Godzilla was the king of corny fights. Kel said, what would an ultimate anodite be like? If anodites are essentially beings of like pure magical energy, which is like pure life energy, I think the ultimate anodite would be like, I am the embodiment of life itself. So I imagine for every living thing in existence, the ultimate anodite would be a little bit stronger. Let's see. Then Godzilla said, King Kong made Godzilla eat his vegetables. So that is a very interesting line. Professor Tremendous said, the ending was Channel Chaser, no live action movies, and no new characters after Poof went to school. Wait, the ending was Channel Chaser, no live action movies, and so is that what you wish they would have done for Fairly Odd Parents? Is like that instead of what they actually ended up doing? Then Godzilla said, wait, nuclear elder god. So you're going for like some weird H.P. Lovecraft like nuclear horror monsters. That seems interesting. Professor Trevenant said, school. Interesting. Poof went to school? Poof is old enough to go to school in Fairly Odd Parents? Beth said, so what did Winslow have to say about your writing? Winslow is not a big fan of like superpower and like superhero based stories. I'm not entirely sure if he liked it. I know I was able to surprise him a couple times with like some of the twists that I have in the stories, but he doesn't like a lot of tropes that are in like cartoony or superhero fights. So he's like, I don't like the characters will like explain how their like powers work and stuff. He hates villain gloating. He hates like the classic like villain monologue. He's like just not a fan of that. He also is like, why didn't the character do this or that and just win? That was like a big thing with him. I don't really know what he liked, but I definitely know the things that he didn't like. I definitely want to ask him about the things that he liked next time me and Aiden like hang out and see his opinion. He really wants me to write something that's like completely different from the kind of stuff that I write, which I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, I like the stuff that I write, so I'm not super tempted to write something completely different. And that's not really why I want to do the 10-minute challenge thing. Aiden's like, I thought the whole point of the 10-minute challenge is to write something really far outside of our comfort zone. And I'm like, that was never really the point. It was just supposed to be like a fast way for us to like try and like use our creative juices and get like a story like on the paper kind of thing. So it was an interesting discussion for sure. Beth, how's your day? Do you have any questions for the boy? Do you have any discussion topics you'd like to talk about on the stream? Also, I'm also streaming Skullgirls at the moment. Let's see. Professor Trevin said Ultimate Anodite is going to be Ben 10 Grandma. That's true. That's true. Professor Trevin said that's my odd parents' headcanon. I understand that. Kel said maybe an Ultimate Anodite can manipulate the life force of other things. I can see that. Kind of doing like a Moro from Dragon Ball Super. Maybe they can straight up absorb the life force from a living thing and just like kill it. Or maybe it's like a living spirit bomb. I could see that as well. That actually is an interesting concept. Professor Trevin said Gwen is one as well. Kel said, yeah, people sleep on Gwen, but she's pretty strong. That's true. In Ultimate Alien, they end up fighting something that's practically like a cosmic horror thing. It's essentially like cosmic horror Vilgax, more or less. But it refers to Gwen as like the most powerful being on the planet. And then Beth said, would y'all like us to live stream a 10-minute challenge? 10-minute challenge, for those of you who don't know, you sit down for like 10 minutes, you try to write a complete story with a beginning, middle, and end, and then you share your story with like another person. One thing that Aiden felt weird about, I have like a template that I wrote out myself not too long ago. And the template is based off of the 10-minute stories that I noticed I was writing when I was hanging out with Winslow. I figured out like the structure to how I do like these superhero fights, and I've been using that template to write more stories. He's like, I don't understand why you use the template for like the 10-minute writing thing. And I'm like, well, it helps me like have my thoughts already. Like, it's not, the template isn't like a plug and play as much as it is like these are the beats that you're gonna hit. So I don't think it like breaks the experience or anything, but I would like to hear you guys' thoughts about that kind of thing. I was like, yo, Aiden, if you like feel weird that I have a template, I'd be fine if you also had a template. And he's like, no, I just think the templates are like dumb. He's like, I think we should be writing things that are drastically different from anything else that we write. And it's like, I don't really think that's a necessity. I'm trying to get better at doing these like superhero, superpowered fight things. And I feel like if I'm writing anything but that won't necessarily help me get better at that. And that's kind of not really what my goal would be. Let's see. Godzilla said, my idea of an H.P. Lovecraftian Godzilla is that Godzilla is the Earth, basically. Like the Earth created him to protect it from the Elder Gods. That's a cool idea. I actually do like that. Kel said, I'd like to see a 10-minute challenge thing. And Godzilla said, that would be cool. He said, I'd like to see a story you guys make. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think that'd be fun. Beth, I feel like you just recommended a good idea. Professor Trevin said, I would, but my 10 minutes usually make a porn or a snuff story. He said, I take my time on real stories. That's interesting. Beth said, I need a template and an outline to write with time constraints. One thing that Aiden suggested that I think would be really helpful, Aiden wants to have a thing where it's like, we have 5 minutes before to brainstorm, and you only get 7 bullet points. And for each bullet point, you can put something next to it, like setting, or like characters, or like, you know, stuff like that. And you can put as whatever you want under those 7 bullet points, but you're limited to that for your like brainstorming session. And then after that, 5 minutes of brainstorming, that's when you do the 10 minutes of actually writing the story out. So you pretty much get 15 minutes, but during that 5, you can't start writing the real story. But I would even go as farther and say that each person can have up to, but it doesn't have to be, a 2-page template of like the beats that you want your story to hit that you bring in before. So before we even start, you're like, here are like the beats that I want the story to hit, like very generic, general beats. And then we get 5 minutes to do the brainstorming with like the 7 bullet points. And then we get 10 minutes to like write out the story, and then we get to like share the stories. I think that would actually be really cool. Kel said, actually the Dollar Store Cthulhu said she was the strongest thing in the universe at the time. Yeah, he did. And Godzilla said, okay. Beth said, I need the 5 extra minutes. Then Professor Trevin said, those stories take so little thinking. It depends on how much work you put into them, Professor Trevin. Then Beth said, without time constraints or deadlines, I just write whatever. Professor Trevin said, I just shut off my brain for like 10 whole minutes. I feel like that's your choice. You don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Godzilla said, and maybe Godzilla tried to fight Cthulhu but failed. and he had to regenerate and eat the radiation until like 1954. He goes to Tokyo and eats the radiation and the bomb drops. You boys, he's got the story cooking. Beth says, so how long do we get to talk about our stories? There's no time limit on the actual discussion part. The discussion part is kind of like the fun of it, is like sharing the story and getting people's like opinions and ideas and their thoughts on the story. You know what I mean? Then Kel said, I might actually participate in the 10-minute writing challenge. I think that would be really fun. I would love to do more writing stuff. That's what I mainly wanted to do today with your boy Hayden, but we just ended up not writing, sadly. We ended up just talking about stuff. But I would have loved to have like actually gotten some writing done. And I would really enjoy doing writing stuff with you guys on the channel. I think it'd be fun. Beth said, Professor Chevin, relatable with my college work at times. Give me one moment. I'm about to try and beat Miss Fortune in Skullgirls. I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. If you guys want to see me take on Miss Fortune, definitely make sure to tune in.
Make it flashy, guys. Action!
Miss Fortune currently has the and just dodged my sister. Right now I'm playing with a character called Painwheel, and I'm trying to learn what Painwheel is capable of. That said in the Skullgirls chat, Miss Fortune is my favorite of the characters so far. I'm glad that you guys Okay, we got it. So yeah, I beat Miss Fortune. We got it. Let's see. Beth says Skullgirls greater than physics. I'm glad that you're vibing with Skullgirls so far.
19 Medici affiliated.
Let's see. Professor Chevin said I do have a short real story that took me 10 minutes to make, but I make sequels to explain them. I really like the idea of trying to make like a complete story in 10 minutes, like solid beginning, middle, and
Wow, if it
Godzilla said also Godzilla Clan should try to end the Cthulhu cult, maybe, for his like headcanon story that he's working on, like his fanfiction story. Kel said, shouldn't we all be fighting Agents Misfortune in real life?
Head back to the lab.
I understand where you're coming from. And then Beth said Winslow would disagree. Winslow is a big fan of the physics.
To obey your Lab Zero creators without fail. How can you resist my order?
So I guess Painwheel is a Frankenstein monster that's been designed to get the skull heart for a lab.
2540.
That's interesting.
I order you to return to Lab Zero and forget that you ever saw me.
And Valentine understands the inner workings.
Code accepted.
Excuse me, of how Painwheel
Protocol
works.
51 initiated. Overriding autonomous control.
Godzilla said, yeah, H.P. Lovecraft Godzilla is done.
I'm so close.
Okay, Bond, I think it's a cool idea.
There.
That's a cool
I
idea
can
for
make
like
her
an
pay for what
original
she did
character.
to
Like
me.
if you were to like change it from Godzilla to like whatever name you wanted to
sense
give
the
it
Skullgirls
and wrote that
are on
story,
her.
I think that'd be really cool.
Resistance detected.
That said, hashtag Valentine innuendos. Valentine. This game has a lot of innuendos in general. Beth said she reminded me of the dominant submissive thing. With like how she was able to control Painwheel. I was thinking that with Painwheel talking to her essential master, who was like giving her like the code commands or whatever. effectively doing they call this difficulty level. I got it. That's not the final boss one. Let's see. Beth said, did she say bad girl? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure if that's what she said. Let's see.
You're still here.
Godzilla said, okay, good idea. Professor Chapman said, but 10 minutes. You do not deal with all the plot points.
How could you
might as well make a time travel
protocol?
story, but I am a bit of a perfectionist on paper. Well, when it comes to plot points, it just depends on how much you put into it. I think you can in 10 minutes write a complete story where it like, has a beginning, middle, and end, and it can be like
Now
a solid
that just
story.
won't do.
Let's see. I just think it's something that takes
Marie too long and
practice.
have been
Godzilla said
tainted with her
Pyrothrax.
imperial
He said also, technically, this is not an elder god, so tentacles. And he said an octopus garbage is not hell. So I guess you're not a fan of that. Then Kel said, we got a Jet's dad's right arm reveal.
That's a little experiment.
That is a very interesting
Come to the
sentence.
Grand
I did
Cathedral
not
of the
think I'd
Divine
ever
Trinity.
read a sentence like that in real life.
I'll be waiting, and so will the Skull Girl. See you there.
It's interesting, the concept of Panwheel being manipulated by Valentine. It's even more interesting when you notice that all those scenes seem to be in like a nice residential neighborhood. I don't really understand what they're supposed to do. Oh, she's super in reaction to my super, and that's how I am doing Don't worry, I'll be right back to read the chat after this match. Got me. So Philly just barely got me with
Try
that one.
again, kid.
Let's see, let me scroll up. Hey. Kel said, yeah, you can write a full story in 10 minutes. He said, I may not be in-game levels of amazing, but it could be good. Professor Chapman said, like I said, I have and can make good short stories in time. But like a week later, I get an idea to take the character or plot and bleed it into like a real 20-page story. That was a good Saturday. I mean, that's totally fine. And then Beth also said, I mean, that is fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's just, yeah, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying. Yeah, that is fine. Godzilla said, wait, we should have a live stream where we all make a story together and make the weirdest story ever. And then Kel said, that would be fun. And then Professor Tremina said, sounds like an idea. So it seems like you guys would be down for us to like not crowdsource, but like collaboratively make a story as a stream. I think that'd be a cool idea. Especially since it seems like everybody also is down for that. It's pretty much like you guys is directly
Ladies
submitted
and
an idea.
gentlemen, it's showtime.
So that's dope. And Godzilla said, yes, let's go. Oh, that was I think the final boss is probably going to be hard. GG. Because I have been struggling with people.
Is this how the story ends?
Let's see. Godzilla said, that's what I'm thinking. He said I would add spiders. And then Beth said spiders scare me. Spiders used to scare me until I just started learning more about them. They can be kind of cool, to be honest. Then Godzilla said, and a big crow ape. And he said, okay. Kale said, but Beth, what if it's a radioactive spider? If you let it bite you, you'll get superpowers. Then Beth said, I'm down. Probably wouldn't get superpowers. Probably really wouldn't be a good idea. There's a Spider-Man comic where his wife dies due to radioactive blood poisoning from sexual relations. It's dangerous.
It's nothing.
Oh, okay. I think I know. So I learned that one of Gecko's moves has her fly into the air and come down with what I think is an overhead attack. But I feel like I'm almost better just using her using an overhead attack. The AI is like 50 guessing. It's really not cool. Because I can go from doing the low pain wheel attack into doing her like fly above and come down attack. I'm still getting addicted. Godzilla said would be the crow ape's name. He put something in Japanese and he said that means crow ape. Why crow ape? Like imagining a crow and an ape together is interesting. That said, both that and my death from the bite are cool with me. Professor Tremna said Spider-Man theme, radioactive crow ape. Oh, it's like the 1990s one that's like spider blood, radioactive spider blood. It took me a minute. So Godzilla said, haha, he said, that's funny. Kel said, yeah, I just realized Ditto is the hottest Pokemon in the world. Why? Godzilla said, its body is a crow, and its head is a pigeon, and it's big. Why is it called a crow ape? Because it's big? Then Beth said, man spider does whatever he wants to do. Likes memes, likes more memes, gives up on his hopes and dreams. Look, there goes a man spider. Let's see, Godzilla said, like it's as big as a cinema. So it's movie theater size? Then Beth said, Ditto is really horny, right? Okay. Today I learned. Only have about 7 minutes left. Oh, you can chain it into itself with your legs. Oh, I think I understand. Probably can be chained into a heavy thing. The computer's always ready to counter the super. The super almost just doesn't matter.
You've got a lot to learn.
Let's see. Godzilla said, wait, I meant the body is an ape and its head is a crow, and it's as big as a cinnamon. That makes more sense. Kel said, because Ditto can turn into anything. And then Beth said, Ditto reproduces with anything in the game. Professor Trevor said, it can be your dream girl, so your Pokemon world might have bestiality. And then Beth said, no joke. Kel said, you see? Beth agrees. Professor Trevor said, Ditto can turn human, and Ditto is a breed gem in the game. I'm learning more and more every second.
Who will our star be tonight? Okay. Action!
Let's go!
So right now, I'm trying to take advantage of Amy's flight ability. So like do cross-ups. Change sides. Ooh, snap. So is that a grab attack? I'm in range. I'm trying to learn new things. Let's see.
Try again, kid.
Godzilla said, Jet, do you think we should make a story all together? I think it'd be interesting. And we could like post it on the Amino and like work on it in the live chat. Beth said, what if I'm Jet's dream girl and he has a Ditto that turns into me when I'm not around? And then Beth said, I vibe. Why would you vibe with that? Like, why would you vibe with me having essentially an animal that turns into you when you're not in? Like, if you had an animal that turned into me when I wasn't around, I'd be like, that's kind of, like, what do you do with it? It's probably not right. Professor Trevor said, would you be honored or disturbed? And then Professor Trevor said, depends on that. Kel said, Jet, next stream, we can get a Jet's dad left arm reveal? I doubt it. And then Beth says, so the Ditto can hug you when I can't. I know where you're coming from. I would just embrace, like, you know, memories of you and, like, think about you. And, like, I look at, like, things that, like, remind me of you and stuff like that. I don't feel like I need the Ditto. Having the Ditto would be like having the robot replica, which I wouldn't necessarily want. You know what I mean? I'd rather just have real and hey, whoop, up, and I just not paying attention. Immediate that is indeed like a grab. Oh, that was pretty good. Okay, cool. I think there are different distances for different grabs. the anti-air grab. Oh! She's like a grappling character. Now that I learned that I won her, I just have to figure out how to do it. Kel said a Ditto is better than a robot because it also works as a pet.
You made it.
And Professor Tremont said, sorry, Jet, you have disturbing
Subject
internet people in
084,
here.
initiate command protocol.
I don't think you guys are
51,
disturbing
access code
internet people. You guys are cool.
36E2540.
So I'm gonna be ending the stream
Return
soon.
to Lab Zero immediately.
Because we've hit an hour on the vlog stream, but I need to finish Pain Wheel Story Mode first before I end the streams. So,
Amazing.
hopefully I'll be able to do
my
that
theory
soon.
was correct. Your blood is resonating with the Skullgirl. The closer you get to her, the stronger your psyche becomes.
What?
Enough
So,
experiments!
Pain
It's time for you to
Wheel
pay
is
for what you did to me.
connected to the Skullgirl who has the skull heart? Let's see, Beth said, I'm not an internet person. I'm
Well,
his
you heard of me.
girlfriend. You are my girlfriend, but you are
least
also
I
a
can
person
do
on
is
the
put her
internet.
down myself.
They're not mutually exclusive.
I did
You can
create
be
her
both
after
things.
all.
Professor Trevor said, oh my bad, lol. Also,
Let me
Beth
cut
didn't
your
go, I'm
ribbons!
not disturbing. She said, I'm not an internet person. Kel said, and if you feel lonely, you can just have the Ditto turn into Beth and then tenderly embrace it. He said, and I'm starting to see where you're coming from, Jet. See, yeah, I just,
No way.
don't do the white move. Do the wombo moves.
No way. Don't even. Your surgery.
So Valentine's just gonna do this.
Let's up the dough.
Godzilla said, I have a question. He said, why is existence? I'm gonna delegate this question to your boy Kellis. I'd like to hear his answer on why existence. So, I just got legit. Then Beth said, what if you got one of those anime pillows with my face on it? I wouldn't get an anime. I just appreciate the real Beth. Kel said, online Jet talks to Beth like, I don't know who this. Who is this? I know. Beth said, I am offended. You're good. Yes. Oh my god. What's up, bro? Protect your face. Goodness, that hurt. Oh, so her little darts have like a stun, like stagger effect. She tried to block the attack. Oops. Oh, she jumped and I could have gotten her with the anti-air grab. I was so close. Let's see, guys. Let's say Kel's, why is existence? Kel said existence exists so we can all see Shrek 5 when it comes out. Godzilla said, can I say this might be related to Jack's films, or no? What? Then Kel said yes, but then Godzilla said, okay, good. Professor Trevor said, well, Ditto are failed Mewtwo's, so train it to be the ultimate Pokemon and the best Pokemon for couples. Then Kel said, oh. What is the origin for Ditto?
Make it flashy, guys. Showtime.
I should have went for the mid-range draft. That's the one.
Ready for your shot? No way. Don't even try. No way.
Ah, she flew right over there.
Did you miss me?
What a super.
The doctor will see you now.
Let's see.
You've got a lot to learn.
Kel said lol. Beth said a blob thing. Godzilla said ditto is a ditto that eats other dittos because why not? Kel said just before you end the stream I gotta tell you about today's sponsor, NordVPN. Godzilla said haha. He said a real sponsor is Audible. Beth said but have y'all heard of the almighty Helix fossil? Professor Trevor said ditto are failed new clones. Is that true? And then Godzilla said Audible stands for Then Kel said with NordVPN, you can keep all your data safe with military level encryption. NordVPN can keep my health bar safe from Valentine. Would be great.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
No way. It's this. Hit nothing. No way. Major surgery.
Dang it. I wanted to out super her super, and I did not hit it. Sure, the fast things. Nice. Okay, so I got Valentine. Hey, let's go. Godzilla said, Audible has many
Excellent.
books for you to read,
You're ready.
including my favorite,
had my
How to Make a
doubts,
Dime channel.
I think it's time you
Kel
challenge
said, and you
Marie.
can switch your internet server to
the
that of
Skullgirl
another
awaits
country
in
to
the
watch all the shows
catacombs
and
below.
movies you couldn't before. And Professor Trevor said,
listen to
Lord
you?
Helix. Godzilla said,
you
Audible
want
is shut
freedom?
down. All
Do
hail
you want to reclaim the
NordVPN.
boring,
Not to be
humdrum
confused
life
with
we stole from
NordVPN.
you?
Beth said,
Until the
How to Make a
Skullgirl is
Dime channel
defeated,
sounds
no
like
one is
something I would
truly
help
free.
with.
And you have the strength
Professor
to
Trevor
stop
said, stronger than ever,
You're right.
Arceus after a shell
Don't
smash.
think for a second this is over, Valentine. I
Stronger than
find
even
you.
Arceus after a shell smash. Is Arceus like the equivalent of like Pokemon God? What's the equivalent of Pokemon God? Also, it looks like we're at the final boss. Beth said, yep. And did you say Lord Helix is stronger than Arceus?
Skullgirl, I'm here to destroy you!
How curious. Evil people made you into a monster, but you broke free of their control. Yet you still wish to do their bidding?
This is
Godzilla
my
said
choice.
NordVPN lets you view memes made in another
Brain
country.
drain.
Professor Trevor said,
Valentine,
also, yeah, Ditto
this
was made
cursed
before the
blood within
perfection
me.
of Mewtwo.
I don't give a
And
damn.
Beth said, Lord
Tearing
Helix
you
is a
apart
meme.
is the only true path
Oh,
to
okay.
freedom!
So now I'm about to face off against the final boss. Kel said, so go to nordvpn.com/Kels and use the code LittyThickyTitty to get 10% off 1 year of service. If that was a real code, that'd be quite interesting. Professor Trevor said Arceus is a god, yes.
Cameras rolling and
Will grabs
action!
even work on this boss? Nope. Nope. Grabs? Nothing. Oh, cool. And her super thing still gets canceled with the greatest of
Nothing!
Stop it. No, you're right. See how weak you are. Stop that. See how weak you are.
Godzilla said Lord Helix is the god of Pokemon. And Professor President said Arceus is god, yes. Godzilla said with our sponsors, some random watches. I know what you're talking about. The random watches thing. I can't remember what those are called. But Mr. Sunday will sometimes do the watch app.
It's nothing.
Here's a surprise. See how good you are. So sure you can defeat him. Know your place. Know
It's nothing.
Okay, so close, but not quite to beating it that time around.
You can't give up now.
Let's see. So Professor Sherman said he remade the Pokemon world after he was bored with his current universe. It explained how he followed 4 ashes at this point. 4 ashes? What does that mean? Kel said Arceus Game. Then Godzilla said, Kel, what's your favorite sponsor? Then Kel said NordVPN. Godzilla said, okay. He said NordVPN is letting you get a 100-day free trial. You just need to put in the code BEAT and you get stuff. A 100-day trial of NordVPN to be exact.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It'd be interesting how many of those free trials you could set. YouTubers could just whenever one.
from your train. Go for it.
Oh, awesome. Oh, no, that's great.
It's nothing.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's nothing.
Oh, that's
Be afraid.
And I'm dead. Kel said, NordVPN is my sponsor. Then Godzilla said, Nick, what's your sponsor for this video? And he said, Kels, do you want to be Nick's sponsor of this video? My sponsor is whoever put ads in this video. Feel free to click on their ads.
ladies and gentlemen, it's
/pop. Definitely helps. In case you guys weren't aware, I think my most profitable videos on the channel are the battle videos that if you guys haven't seen them, I wouldn't be surprised. They seem to be really popular in other countries. There's like a Battle Claw browser game that I guess isn't available everywhere. So there are people in other countries who really like Battle Claw, and they're like, man, how are you playing that game? That's insane. And it's like, it's just available here. And they're like, oh, that's awesome. Kel said, it was a good thing I had a backup sponsor, Squarespace. When I was recording, it said Ash from June 1 through 4, Ash from 5, 6, Ash 7, new Ash from the reboot movie.
showtime.
Fairly close to that. Godzilla said this video is sponsored by the United States of America. With the USA, you can get a house business job, and most importantly, memes. So that's an interesting sponsorship.
This is true love we're making.
Signing
Action.
those memes.
Stop it!
See how weak you are. Take your place. See how weak you are. Know your place. Know your place. See how weak you are.
I think I need to maybe play more defensively. I'm actually not sure.
Is this
Kel said Squarespace stands for super clean, understandable answer, engaging even suspicious people.
It all depends on your
creating
skill.
eloquence.
Let's rock.
It's nothing! It's
I'm like, are there any moves that I can do? Professor Trevin said, so the reason why Ash is aged so little, we're not seeing that Ash get further, we're seeing a new universe. Is that true? Godzilla said, you can build a website about Nick and how much of a good channel he is. Oh, thank you, I appreciate the compliment. I think I'm letting the stream go on for too long. Because this is the time where I normally text them for not text, but text that
I'm in control.
One thing that I never really thought about, this boss doesn't really block. They can attack and defend themselves, but they have no real block equivalent.
It's nothing!
Show them this.
Oh, face.
Don't resist.
We're so close.
Try again, kid.
Godzilla said Wix stands for Wix is Xander, aka the place that Thanos attacked of Xander.
Showtime.
Also, real quick, if you guys want to tune into the Skullgirl stream to try and wish me luck, this boss is kicking ass, I really appreciate it. If there's a quite a bit right now.
Nothing! Nothing!
I really appreciate the power of that spirit bomb. talking about our sponsor, the official Dragon Ball Energy Drink Spirit Bomb. You can find it right next to the My Hero Academia drink plus Ultra.
Take your place.
Oh, I need that. Godzilla said, wish you luck. Thank you kindly, I appreciate it.
Is this how the story ends?
Please come over to the Skullgirls. Send me your energy.
This battle is all in the mind. Showtime!
I'm trying so hard to.
Be afraid.
Nothing! Nothing!
Out of my way.
Kel said sends energy. Thank you. Thank you. I tried to do the super, but I timed it in a bad time. So she was already going through a form change, so all it did was hurt me. That super actually significantly lower health. Oh my gosh. Stand up. I'm working off the sliver. I'm working off of actually no health. Can't afford to get hit. Got hit once. Ugh. The energy is helping.
You can't give up now.
Ooh, I do see the sponsors that you guys have put in the chat and what Professor Trevor has put about the
It all
Pokemon
depends on your skill.
references and
Action.
evidence through his theory.
It's nothing!
Don't resist. Strong.
It's nothing!
Be afraid.
It's nothing!
Rise to your prey. Down. Be afraid. No. See how weak you are. Know your place. You dare challenge me. See how weak you are. Here's the surprise.
Ouch. You're so
Show
close
them who's boss. No.
to death.
Nothing!
Know your place. Know your place. Serve your new master. See how weak you are. You dare challenge me?
Oh god. No. I could have probably gotten her that time.
Try again, kid.
Oh my goodness. The transfer, like, she deals damage every time she changes forms. She changed form immediately into an anti-air attack. So when she changed form, that took damage immediately, and then she gave me a move that only moves you if you're in the air.
It's nothing!
Know your place. Strong Slayer. See how weak you are. Strong Slayer. You dare challenge me?
Godzilla seems to really vibe with Professor Trevenant's theory. Professor Trevenant said it's not my theory, it's like a theory of the Pokemon community. I see you guys got the sponsor as well. Oh my goodness. I just want to Gus says, so when is the stream ending? Just curious. I'm sorry, but I'm on like the final boss. I'm just trying to kill it. And it's that's been a grind. I'm like actively chipping away at the boss as we speak.
Take your place. Know your place. Take your place. You dare challenge me.
I have the boss, and then like, finally, if I hit him a little bit more, they're gonna die for him. But the boss is now also going, as the kids say, sicko mode, and has turned the game completely around in this new form, and is zoning the I have no health, and I am dead. See, this is what keeps happening. This is why I am actively dying. I was listening to Yeet, and he said, Nick, just pull out your always win card, and the boss will lose. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! This is I am like so close. No, it's like a minute there. Am I really gonna pause it on the boss? Oh my gosh. Ooh.
Try again, kid.
Ooh. Godzilla said this is Magic the Gathering. This is not Magic the Gathering. He said this is the No You the Gathering. Then Kel said, Jet, please never say, as the kids say, sicko mode again. He said like ever again. Then Godzilla said r/hello fellow kids. Professor Trevenant said, I'm out. Night Tiger, Jet Lizard. Everyone for that, Professor Trevenant. I also need to be in industry. This will be the last time. The last time that I tried to fight the boss. I think the boss heard me. And then sent the skull. Just sent him twice. Oh my god. Okay.
It's nothing.
As long as I don't let myself get cheaped out at the very end, I can get it. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling it. And I'm dead. That was, heartbreaking.
You got a lot to learn.
Damn. So let's see, where are we at? Godzilla said night, and he said, oh, okay. Then Beth said, pinky promise. Kel said, sends all of my energy to Jet. Godzilla said, win Jet, win. He said, you can do this. And Beth said, please, you got this. Godzilla said, sends all the Godzilla radiation to Jet, epically. Then Kel said, Jet, use sicko instinct. Use your gamer magic. And then Godzilla said, no. So I got her down to here. But I guess we're ending the stream now. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring that notification bell to be notified whenever we do these live streams. And then your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black Blood Lonely, logging out. Peace, guys. Ooh, have a great night, everyone.